Hello, everyone. How's it going, guys? All right. This is part two. This is part two of Batman Year One. And as I did yesterday's episode, this is part two of four. I'm going to show a little of the interiors of the original art from the artist edition, which is fantastic. I mean, look at this. Beautiful. And I love the little rust colors stuff here and the coffee stain. I remember Mazkelly, I guess, in a funny way, complaining about it, but I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't want it without that coffee stain. It adds to it. I mean, it really does. It adds to this cover. So funny. Some stinking editor just put his coffee down there, real sloppy, careless. Idiot, really. But I think he adds to the charm of the look. Pretty damn awesome. So let me just show a few of the where we left off. They show the roughs for number pages here for issue 2. Hey, Trevor, Skull. Trying to sneak one in? I am. Pretty funny. I got about an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 45 minutes. But look at this. They show almost every single page of part 2 in here. And here's that cover. That first shot of Mazkelly's Batman. The first shot, and then this also has the vellum paper over it. Sorry, you can't see. You got the vellum paper over this. That's the actual black and white ink, and then they put it into like a little gray. Looks great. It's very cool. And then just get a little look at this. That car is moving fast. You can tell by those lines. Looks beautiful. This is a great shot here of the rainy, dirty street with all the cars. Love it. I love that look. Reminds me of John Romita Sr. in the 60s a little. Excuse me. Let me go through a few more. It's the first shot of Batman in the book, in the actual book. And then this is him taking on some burglars. Pretty damn cool. Yeah. I will read that 1 second, Trevor. And then I'm going to show one more, and then that's it. And I'll get to the actual thing. But this is the page. This is it, man. This is one of the best ones in the entire series. This page right here is one of the best ones in the entire series. Right here. Beautifully designed. Impact. The meaning is awesome. What he says there is just great. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get this. It's so big. Ladies, gentlemen, you have eaten well. You have eaten Gotham's wealth, its spirit. Your feast is nearly over. From this moment on, none of you are safe. I mean, great delivery of Miller's. The way he, not my delivery, the way Miller delivered Batman's words, fantastic. And look at this also, the silhouettes in action. So damn good. So I'm going to leave this here and then get to the review pages from Comixology / Kindle. So here we go. Let me get this a little bigger, the comments, because they're a little too small right now. What can I do here to make them a little bigger? Actually, I need my glasses now. Okay. So Trevor says, I love the unclean pages like the notes or coffee stains, the whiteout, etc. It's the hand of the artist. I super dig it. Me too, man. And again, it's that dummy editor who was completely careless, but god damn it, it looks beautiful. It looks like it belongs with it almost at this point because for the original, and you definitely see the whiteout on there. You see DC Comics ink. You see, man, that's incredible. And again, guys, this is 6 months after the last issue of Daredevil Born Again. So this is a great, comic to just review right after to show what they did. The same guys, Frank Miller and Dave Mazzucchelli, in their next project, and to show the clear difference in the approach that Mazzucchelli took. Clear difference. But here we go. Here's that cover. Here is Bruce Wayne putting on the cowl and cape for the first time. And he says he has trained and planned and waited 18 years. He thinks he's ready. He thinks he's ready. Chapter 2, War is declared. War is declared. The glasses of knowledge. You know what? These are my writing, drawing, reading glasses. And I don't know how. I've had these for a few years now, and with no problem. I haven't cracked them. I used to crack, reading glasses left and right. This one, no. This was, I went to the doctor and I got it exactly right, what I needed. And my eyesight was better than I thought it was, but I still wanted a sharper look to see things a lot more clearly. But here we go. April 4th of that first year of Batman. This is Gordon. And again, guys, I just love his choice of the finished work here. Very bold, just beautifully done, very choppy there to show that the rain is hitting the glass, and I don't know, I just love it. By the way, guys, to those who ordered the my Muhammad the flip book, I just put in my order. I'm going to get the proof, and I should have it in my hands and your hands very, very soon. So I'm looking forward to getting that out there, and hopefully, make a little noise about it, because it'll be my first flip book, my first one, and it'll be pretty damn unique with Muhammad. So we will see. Okay, so here's Commissioner Gordon. Here's Lieutenant Gordon. The day starts early with a call from Merkel about a hostage situation in Brigham Circle. Barbara wakes up with me. She always does, no matter how quiet I try to be, and somehow has my coffee ready by the time I pull on my pants. Come in, Merkel. Merkel is his, I guess, main guy, his assistant. He ends up in Dark Knight Returns as well. He's always drawn in silhouette. It's pretty interesting. It's like he's Eddie Willers from Atlas Shrugged. He's always there. He's always helping. He's not the big guy, but he's the reliable guy. Come in, Merkel. The rain has worked its magic on the wiring of my heap. Between Rice Krispie sounds, I get every fourth word. I'm 2 blocks from the action, my stomach lurching with the engine through backed up traffic. Damn rubberneckers. And then there's this freak with a gun to a young girl's head in the window. No, can't, don't want, isn't blank. He's a mindless animal. And he goes, best I can tell, nobody's sure what the kidnapper wants. He isn't making much sense. He's holding 3 children at gunpoint. Sounds like Merkel's got some background on him. And again, there's Merkel in silhouette. I said, no, sir, he hasn't fired a shot. No, sir, not a criminal record. Got the word from Arkham Asylum. Yes, sir, Arkham. Name's Albert Bloom, diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic, released 2 weeks ago. No, sir, no, a violent it's breaking up. Sir, trouble, it's Brandon. Brandon. Miller has a tendency to bring up, to use names from Ayn Rand's, her fictional work, and it seems like her personal life as well. He has Taggart in Ronin. He has Rourke in Sin City. If you know Ayn Rand's work, you know that. And he has Brandon here. I don't think that's by accident either, Nathaniel Brandon. I don't think so, because of the fact that he uses names of Rand's fiction and clearly from her personal life. So, Brandon. And even this, guys, just the coffee. It's artistically done. The way it's spilling, it's really nicely done. I love the cartooning of it, the little bubbles within. I just love it, little blops there, and it's awesome. And he goes onto the sidewalk. He says, "I got to get there." So he goes, "Jesus, you!" Coffee splashes in my lap, taking the last of the cotton from my mind. Brandon, him and his lunatic Gestapo. He's some kind of freak, extreme cop, I guess. It'll be a massacre. Uh, Trevor, the glasses of knowledge, the tape marks, the registration mark, the miscuts for printing. Are they like glasses and they live? That's right. I, hey, Dennis. Cool. Just watched the first part. Very, very cool. Glad to have you here. Thanks, man. Yeah, guys, chime in as you want, whatever you come across, and I'll read it after a few pages here and there. Um, I like doing it this way also. I thought about doing it with the hardcover, with the big one and stuff. I said, you know what? I think this is a good way to do it. I can interact with you guys, and also it would have to be recorded. I got to figure out a way how to get back to the Toth series in a way that will work sound wise, everything. Because I more or less I've gotten no complaints about my sound in a few weeks at least. After I got this new Shure MV7 Plus microphone, tends to cancel out any kind of things that are out there from the air conditioner to so on. So no complaints about that. But when I do the actual book reviews, like the big books that I have with the overhead, camera over, I got to make sure the audio is good. I have to. So I got to figure that out. But for right now, I think this is good and clear and direct. And again, I'll show you the original art, at least the copies of the original art on the artist edition, always before. I think it's a pretty cool way to do that. Okay, here we go. A nice establishing shot here of the cops there and the building that the scumbag's in. So I believe this is Brandon talking to Merkel. We're not here to argue, Merkel. We're here to clean things up. And I don't see a sign of your soft-hearted Lieutenant Gordon. Oh, no. Almost hit me. What the? Can't see. What's... he's really like a bat out of hell coming in there. He goes, last month, Brandon and his SWAT team calmed down a riot in Robinson Park. Didn't even leave the statue standing. And now here's this freak, Albert Bloom. Defibrillate. Doesn't smell often. Too many guns. And the girl's just crying, looking over at him. Absolute fear. Those kids don't have a chance. He'll push that poor bastard over the edge. Gordon, go find your own war, Brandon, or I'll have you up on charges. Oof, where'd he? He splashed on all of them. That's a nice little touch there. Oh man, it's Gordon. I take the ugly weight off my hip. I hold it up like a dead rat and pray that the man understands. Behind me, Brandon curses. Even that, guys. I hold it up like a dead rat. I mean, Miller. That's just awesome. I love that little, description. Hold it up like a dead rat. Behind me, Brandon curses. I like the fact that Brandon just basically he settles down. He hates Gordon and all that, but I guess Gordon has a little seniority. I believe. And he goes, behind me, Brandon curses. I head for the front door. I'm sure nobody can see my knees wobble. It's a brave move, man, because, but he has to do this. The kids are in mortal danger. They have no chance. If he does do something, and this is, I think it's still daylight. So who's not around in daylight? Who has to take care of the bad guys during the daytime? Cops. Only at night does Batman come out. All right, guys. So again, this is Gordon. I hope Barbara isn't watching. I know she is. Lieutenant Gordon has entered the building. No shots yet. She's eating. Has her hand over her stomach with the baby, and it's a great little shot of that cat. Nicely done too. Beautiful. Very, very fluid. It's a great background. I had to do a dirty staircase and something recently. and I try to make it as dilapidated as possible, where the things are missing and stuff, and it was pretty fun to draw. Anyway, so he goes, the stairs creak too loudly. A sneeze that's been building for 20 minutes just keeps threatening. My nose drips. I don't have the nerve to wipe it. The little girl is crying. Here's this guy. Spider, nasty, don't noise it. No lunch, no lunch. And he's crying. And Gordon just says, I'll order out. My shoes are full of icy rain. My feet are warm compared to my stomach. And the guy has a gun right to Gordon's face. He goes, said no lunch, no gangrene lunch. Gordon, I know. No gangrene. Boom, makes his move. And the little girl just, with their hands out, desperate to get away from that scumbag. Poor kids must have been scared out of their wits. Right. Like I wasn't. Good stuff, man. Right. Like I wasn't. Yeah, but, Gordon, you came here unarmed. That's heroic as hell. Scared or not. Some cops just wouldn't have done it. So he's proven to us whatever the troubles he had in Chicago, whatever they were, whatever Miller was alluding to, this is a good guy, a good cop who wants to go the distance to the point where he'll put himself at risk in order to save these kids with the hope that'll make it. Clearly, he's not going there on a suicide mission, but he's like, I probably have a better chance here, and without getting too many people hurt like the Brandon would do. April 5th, humiliating me in front of my men, humiliating me. Nothing but trouble, that one. Okay, this is Brandon bitching to, I guess, Commissioner Loeb. Humiliated me in front of my men, humiliated me. He goes, nothing but trouble, that one. Doesn't sound too bothered, does he, Loeb? You do know I sympathize, don't you, Brandon? Yeah. Yes, you do, and you know I'd like nothing better than to remove him from service. My good friend Detective Flass has made several suggestions along these lines. But we must be patient. Gordon has the press on his side. And this is good stuff here, guys. Check this out. Just the writing. Gordon. It kicks. Gunpowder burns my eyes and fills my nostrils. A wad of lead flies. If that were a man, that wad would shatter his spine and he'd feel his legs go dead even as his heart explodes. Another kick. The wad would leave a neat round hole, and I'd see the horror in his eyes as it pushed half his brain through the back of his skull. I hate the gun. I hate the job. I keep practicing. And then here, another kick. His baby boy. I love that. I love that little connection. It kicks. Another kick. Another kick. Strong boy, little James. Mazzucchelli was doing some things here. He has these little stories within a single panel. He does it throughout the book sometimes. It's not always, but it's unbelievable how much information he packs into these larger panels. Like even that bottom one, it's awesome. It's and the light and the shadow on that belly button popping over. Beautiful. So damn good. Hey, John. John says, this is great. It sure is. It sure is great. And you could tell here that this is clearly Richmond Lewis's recoloring of this classic, because this was not in the original, the painterly look. The cold here, the warm here, love the contrast. And I love also to bleed off the page, to open it wide, that's the open night there. I like doing that as well sometimes for certain scenes that I'm doing to make them stretch out. You want to bleed them off the page to say that there's more time being spent there instead of being confined within the panels. And then here the gutters are white, and then next page they're black. I did that for Pigman. For the Killian parts, it's all black gutters, and then for the Pigman parts, it's all white. The Pigman is a little more hopeful because it's the wishes of Killian, what he would like to see happen to the enemy, in that kind of world. So that's why it's a little more positive, even though, of course, people say it's so violent. I don't think it is. I don't think so. It's violent, sure, but too violent? No, absolutely not. And it is fun. It is funny to me, Pigman. Anyway, so here's Gordon. Great shot. Great balance of black and white. See his wife's body there and him, smoke all over. I pray he's very strong and smart enough to stay alive. How did I let this happen? How did I screw up so badly to bring an innocent child to life in a city without hope? On cue, Batman hits Gotham. On cue. Beautiful. April 9th. They call it my night off. It starts out well enough with the smell of Barbara's lemon chicken and her fingers kneading baby oil into my shoulders. Rachmaninoff played soft, her idea. Corny, but it works. And here's Barbara saying, don't have to go to Metropolis for a Man of Steel. Could use a jackhammer on your back. Yours feels great, honey. Ring. Said you'd unplug it, Jim. Honey, I forgot. I'm sorry. Yes, Sergeant. Maybe you should call the zoo. All right, all right. Maybe you should call the zoo. A big bat. A giant bat. Maybe you should call the zoo. All right, I'll get him. It's Merkel. Something about a giant bat. Chicken will keep. Very, very simple drawing. She looks a little bugged. And it's awesome. So here we go. A down shot looking at the criminals who are looking at Batman. They're scared shit. And Batman says, the costume works better than I'd hoped. They freeze and stare and give me all the time in the world. I come in close on the one who looks the strongest. Throw him a good growl I've brought all the way from Africa. And suddenly everything falls to pieces. The one to my left calls for his mother. To the right, the other collects his senses and leaps to position. He'll be trouble. The strong one gets scared. Too scared. No, I'm not a killer. So he grabs the guy. He screams like a girl. Can't be older than 15. A child. Just a child. The one I was worried about takes his shot. He's trained. Kick's got power. Yeah, these guys really put the work. He goes, he doesn't realize, or he doesn't care that if I let go, we're 20 stories up. Again, this is getting bad. Boom! Cracks his skull. Steady. Hold on. Look at that also. That's a great shot of Batman right there. And the cape, the way he makes it flow really well on his body. And it's a black cowl and a black cape, yes. But he also puts in the textures enough to see which way it's going. It's really well done. Really beautifully done. And it brings to mind a little Adam West. More heroic looking, clearly. More built, a leaner waist, to be blunt. But, okay, let me get a few more comments here, guys, and then, hey, Mikey Getz. Yeah, I came in on my favorite panel. LOL. Yeah, it's awesome. David Ellis said, hey, David. He said, I respect what you said on X about year 2. I own them and haven't read it since the mid-90s. I'm going to reread it this weekend to see what I think now. I like these reviews. Thanks, man. I didn't like year 2. I think Alan Davis, it would have been nice if he had continued it. He had drawn at least the first one. And then I think McFarlane came in for 2, 3, and 4. And he had an anchor that was not taming him a little. But it looked like he was very interested in making Batman's cape bigger and bigger and bigger and longer and wilder. That's what he was interested in. Not as much storytelling, the way Alan Davis was, the way Mazzucchelli clearly is. But I do remember one thing that when I went to see the Mask of the Phantasm Batman cartoon, clearly they took from that. Clearly. and you'll be able to see. There are elements that are pretty cool, and I do like when I prefer McFarlane when he inks himself. So there's at least the last issue he inked himself, and I do prefer that. Even though it was a little botchy at first when he did the Hulk, really choppy, brittle lines, but I did prefer it to some of the other guys. But let me continue. Thanks for being here, guys, and commenting. Have at it, man. Any thoughts? Let me know. Any insight? Uh, what you guys think of this? Again, that's just a great shot to show it in silhouette. Great. And Batman's yelling out. He's screaming out in pain. And they're really thoughtless, these idiots, because Batman will be letting go of their boy. And he'll be dying. And he's doing all this. He's kicking their asses while he's holding the guy. And the guy's not too heavy either. I mean, sorry, the guy is maybe a little heavy as well. He goes, steady, hold on. Some of that one's ribs go. Crack. Forget him. The television still hasn't hit this is, again, the liveliness of Miller's writing. The television still hasn't hit the street. It's not something that he should be concerned about, but sometimes you don't choose what your mind's on. So he's fighting his guys, and he's thinking about the TV hasn't landed yet. So he's anticipating the crash. And he's like, yeah, all right, it's good stuff. Doesn't matter. Exactly. It doesn't matter. Hold on. Here he comes. Brace with leg. Now, grab it. Twist it. Make it count. The television hits. I pull a limp body up. It was a good thing he blacked out. If he'd kept thrashing, my shoulder and teeth are still where they belong. Lucky. Lucky amateur. This is Echo's Dark Knight Returns. He goes, lucky. Lucky old man. That's great. So here is the police response to the sightings of this giant bat. There's Flask with a neck brace, and the cops are here, and there's Sarah Essen, a cop, a good-looking cop there. Thanks, man. Yeah, David L. Hit that like button, guys, and tweet the stream link out. Thanks, David. If you guys can do that, I would appreciate it if you could like like this post on X and YouTube, and if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would really appreciate it, guys. I'm right there around 1,700, right just under 1,700. I believe that's where I am. So I want to hit the 1,700 mark of subscribers. Thanks, guys. Thanks, David. So here's Gordon. He's in charge of this room, clearly. He goes, if we can stop being hysterical for a moment, gentlemen, our vigilante, or Batman as he's called, has apparently committed 78 acts of assault in the past 5 weeks. Look at these drawings that they put together of him. The last one's the most, accurate, clearly. During this time, certain patterns of timing and method have emerged. It is clear that he possesses extraordinary physical skill. And Flash says, not he, it. And Gordon looks over. Sarah looks over. Sarah Essen, you got something to contribute, Detective Flash? And keep in mind, guys, at this point, he owns Flash. He kicked his ass, and he basically put him in his place, put him in check, because he was the thug in this group, and at this point, he's afraid of Gordon. Plus, Gordon has the truth that he kicked his ass and stripped him naked and left him in the snow. And of course, Flash probably told his boys it was 10 guys, as Gordon anticipated. Yeah, some guys jumped me, but he knows the truth. So I love this art, man. I just love it. I love the line work. Again, this line work was so different than what he did on Daredevil Born Again. And there was no hint of this in Daredevil Born Again. He was messing around with the brushwork and pens and markers and stuff. And here, to me, I would say brush by the looks of it, but I can't say 100%. Maybe they were a thicker pen or marker. I don't know. But he clearly has used a brush, so he probably used at least some parts here. But even this, the fluidity of this line right there, I love it. And the little dots there, something that Toth does, something that I do because of that, gives a little texture on walls and whatnot. It really helps. So here's Flask. Mikey Getz says, I always like in the early days of Batman, the myth of Batman, he was a bat creature and a dozen other things. Yeah, because they literally did not know what to make of him. And also, there's a guy who flies in Metropolis, so they're like, I don't know what we're dealing with here. We just don't, because of this guy existing, Superman, because of superheroes existing. I don't know. Who's to say this guy is not some kind of giant bat? So Flash says he's not human. I'm just telling you, he's not human. And Gordon's like, thank you, Detective Flash, mocking him. While the vigilante has been careful to remain unpredictable, choosing the neighborhoods for his assaults at random, he consistently operates between the hours of midnight and 4 a.m. Anybody got a match? Thank you, Detective Essen. He's working his way from street-level crime to his upper echelons, from junkie mugger to pusher to supplier, and along the way to any cops that might be helping the whole process along. I like the fact that he notes that to the cops' faces. Now, Flash, tell us what you know about Batman. Try not to exaggerate. And Flash, he's blushing. It's like my report, Lieutenant. I received an anonymous tip leading me to an East End cocaine delivery. He was the one making the delivery, or at least being part of it and getting a cut of it. That's a good shot there. I was in the process of single-handedly apprehending the felons, says Flash, and coughs. He looks around the room to see if anybody's going to challenge him and goes on, because he knows that they know he's a dirty cop. Then I heard giant wings flap. It flew down from the sky. Somebody chuckles. Flash turns another shade redder. Its wings were about 30 feet across. It bellowed like, well, I've never heard anything like it. One of the felons I had not yet disarmed produced a 357 Magnum, excuse me. He fired, point blank. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to put an alarm here just in case. I got to leave it at a certain point. I think that'll be fine. Okay. So he fired point blank at the creature, and the bullet passed straight through the creature like it wasn't there. The snorts and giggles stop Flash cold for a second. He shoots me a look I'd like to frame and put on my wall. And it started laughing. Batman started laughing. Other members of the gang drew forth. Now, I love that aspect that Batman came down swooping from the sky, right? He made some animal sounds and then laughed. I love that. He scared the fuck out of them. He probably roared and did some animal sounds again and then laughed. That's, if you don't know what the hell you're dealing with, especially for these scumbags who are always looking over their shoulder, they must be scared shit. Other members of the gang drew forth their guns. Something flew from the creature's hand. I remember noticing it had claws. And the cops are like, claws. Right. Great shot here of the silhouettes of the cops. I love that. Different plane there. And you have the two guys in front there, plus Sergeant Essen. It was the little dart things. They paralyzed the felons. But me, he singled out. Little dart things. Gentlemen, go on, Flash, please. And he says, me, he singled out. Why do you think, Flash? Because you're the worst criminal there. That's why. May 19th. This is a great moment, great scene, and a great establishing shot. It's awesome. The costume and the weapons have been tested. It's time to get serious. This is Bruce Wayne talking Batman. Chauffeur by chauffeur, I make my way toward the mayor's mansion. It's a criminal gang, the entire city, from the mayor to the commissioner and so on, to the cops. Only 3 of them are awake. Only half of them are armed. There's a guard with a machine pistol in the yard. Here's Commissioner Loeb. Look at that skin complexion that Max Kelly gave him. That's awesome. Lieutenant Gordon, what a pleasant surprise. Batman, I am eating, Lieutenant. No, I have not filled your request for personnel. I find them excessive. Yes, Lieutenant, I am well aware of how many laws the vigilantes break, but there are two sides to everything, aren't there? And you got these little elements here of this woman feeding what looks like to be her husband, an old guy who's way out of it, like Biden. I just loved, and also Richmond Lewis. Look what she did with the wall. Beautiful. It's a nice, nice touch. Very nice. This is Batman saying, Lieutenant Gordon. I've been hearing his name often. All the right people seem to hate him. That's a good little wink there at their future partnership. Flood's all set. And this is a Loeb saying, yes, there are, and the Batman is having a positive effect on public spirit. Or have you noticed the drop in street crime these past weeks? Further, I am not in the habit of explaining myself to my lieutenants. Excuse me. The hell? I hope we understand each other, Gordon. And Batman takes out that one. I'm not sure if it's an actual grenade, but it's something along those lines. It's just to scare the fuck out of him. So this lady is, have you seen Batman, Commissioner? They say he's huge. And this is one of the gangsters. You shouldn't pry, Marion. Gil has his hands full these days. We're trusting him to cope with Batman. And with Gordon. And I appreciate your trust, boys. Yes, I do. Good to see you all. It's been a while. Batman's like, not yet. He wants to hear a little more. He's like, huh, what are you guys talking about here? He gets a little more intel. Look at these faces here. They look like characters from Dick Tracy. Excuse me. Love it. Hell, Gil, nobody was about to come near you until the polls were in on the Batman thing. Don't go cheap on the wine, Marion. Charlie, the things you say. The councilman is blunt about his concerns. This is an election year. My organization is likewise concerned, Commissioner. Batman is costing us money. His organization. I believe that's the Roman, which is a gangster. A clear gangster. They're all gangsters, but, official and unofficial. Private and public. So Loeb says, two sides to everything, friends, as he said before. Look at the long term. A few street operators are put out of action, yes. But the people of Gotham City have a hero. Makes them feel safe. And the safer they feel, the fewer questions they ask. I don't like it. It's stirring things up. That kid Dent is pushing internal affairs to go after Detective Flass. Flass would be difficult to replace. And should he talk? Dent is your problem, Falcone. Yes, he is. I guess that's Falcone. I thought that was the Roman. Is that the same? Is that what he goes by as well? I don't know. And Batman's like, no, he's heard enough. What the hell? Who the... God, we'll all die. The lights... What happened to the lights? Now take out the wall. Hit the flood. It's showtime. Settle down, damn. It's just smoke. Some stupid prank. Poison. It's shut up. Boom. Again, arguably, I think the strongest page in the entire story. From the visual to what Frank Miller has Batman say, and the way he says it, and who he says it to. Ladies, gentlemen, you have eaten well. You've eaten Gotham's wealth, its spirit. Your feast is nearly over. From this moment on, none of you are safe. It's awesome. But even back then, when I first read it, I would have liked if he had made that right there black. It would have worked better. I know that there's that light there, but if anything, at least make it darker than his skin. Make it like a darker gray at least. That's just a little nitpick there, clearly. But it's beautifully drawn. Very, very effective, and a creature of the night more than anything else there. And even that little line there, the flame looks awesome, and the lights go up. Boom. I'm gonna check out some comments here and then go get back to it. Mucky, hey Mucky. Mucky says the lines look like what happens with those pseudo brush pens like Zebra. Great pens. Try them if you like the inking here. I have a number of these like pen brushes, softer tips, harder tips. I got this beautiful um, brush. Let me show you guys. I remember I drew Muhammad on my channel after the scumbag from what do you call it, from the UK, the commissioner from the UK, the commissioner of police, after threatening Americans by saying that he will extradite Americans if we write things on social media that they don't like, that they don't like. So I drew him as Muhammad. Anyway, so here's what I used. They're Japanese. These are they're pens, right? But they have softer tips, harder tips, and you can get a slight different feel, texture, a thin, thin line, a thick one by turning it. So it's like a not a brush pen, but it's versatile. And then you got this beautiful pen. This is a brush pen, and it's little cartridges in there, and it works beautiful. It works great, and that's what I've been doing lately. I've been using a mixture of all pens, brushes, everything, and then of course my Winsor Newton, the classic Winsor Newton Series 7. Um, Beautiful to fill up spaces now and ink, and so I mix it all up now. I use 3 or 4 different types of tools, and they all work. I was very stuck on the brush, and that was that, right? I fell in love with it. I went to Joe Kubert School for one summer class, just one class, just to test out, school again. And I ended up going to the School of Visual Arts on and off for a few years, night classes mainly. I never went to like a full semester or years, but it just was like little classes that I thought would help me get better. But the Joe Kubert School is where I found out the value of a brush. I'm in the class and I drew this Spider-Man running, and the teacher was blown away, and I didn't like that actually. I didn't like that at all because I wanted to go there to learn. I don't want to be complimented and say, "Whoa, that's great." I want to be told, "Okay, you can make it better here and there." And I gotta say, I was a little bugged. I was. It was a compliment, I know, but I was there to learn. I was paying money to learn. Anyway, so he introduced the idea of using a brush for ink, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? What?" I said, "It's a limp little tip. It's weak. It's nothing solid, nothing solid." And there I was, dipping in ink and learning the beautiful elegance and versatility of a brush. Incredibly thin, incredibly thick, with just a little pressure. It's uh, it's my favorite tool to ink with, yes, but I want different results at times, and sometimes I don't get them with a brush. I get them only with a pen, and so on and so forth. I tried the dip pens. I tried other things. I tried the Hunt 102. I think that's the famous one that Terry Olson used. I can never do that. You know, I blasted the page once. Boom! It got a little caught in this little page. Splashed it. I said, "Fuck that! Never want to do that ever again." It's just not worth it to me. Um, but I've tried a lot of things, and I ended up basically the brush, the how would you call them? Not brush pens, but they're close because again, you can get a lot of different textures with this. A lot of different textures. Um, they call it brush pen. Tombow, Fudonas, Fudonasuki. I don't know. And I think the blue ones are a softer tip. The black ones are a harder tip, and so on. But they're really, really good. And in a bind, if you're somewhere, they're great. They can do the work. They can do the entire, drawing if you want. Um, Mikey Getz says, I don't think they can have Gordon smoking anymore. That's just such bullshit. Right now, the story I'm adapting, almost everyone smokes, and I love it drawing that. I love drawing the smoke. I love drawing the cigarettes. I used to smoke myself. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I just wanted to be healthy. That's why I stopped. I want to live to be 100, and it's not conducive to living to be 100 if you smoke. And I was smoking a lot, 2 packs a day. Camels. Loved it. Loved the taste, that rich taste. I remember I used to mock my friends who smoked Marlboro, because you take a puff, it goes right through you. You know, it's so. Whereas Camel, you got to earn that puff. You really have to earn that puff. And I got a pack myself. I wanted just to get some reference for the smoke and stuff. And I'm not doing it again. But I did take a few puffs recently just to taste it, and it tasted great. But I haven't smoked in a long time. So besides that, anyway, so okay, Torchbearer Studios. I love the shot of them shooting the cave. Yeah, that was great. That was great because in their mind, like, holy shit, we just dodged them as crazy. Um, JEC says my birthday is it your birthday today, JEC? If so, happy birthday, man. I hope you enjoy your day. Torchbearer Studio says Carmine Falcone is the Roman. Okay, thanks, man. Very, very cool. Good to know. I don't know how I missed that, but yeah, cool. He wasn't ever referred to that, was he, in the Dark Knight movie? In the Batman Begins? Was that where he was? Um, Mucky says, ooh, pen talk. That's right. Mikey Getz says, I got a Magnum Sharpie for backgrounds and inks. Thanks you, Bosch. Yeah, it's a really good one. It's really good, man. This one, it's really good for making fonts and letters, and sometimes to fill in some stuff. But it's a real different look to the ink that it wouldn't really work, at least for original art. You want to do it for something on paper and scan it and then put it in Photoshop, fine, because you can't tell the difference. But the original art, I think I want to stick to the India ink. And some of these things go right through the paper also. They come through the back, and that's not great. Toth himself used felt tip markers, and you look at his original art sometimes, it's so funny to look at. It's brown, because that's not the India ink. It's so funny. I was told, get it, but I have one original art drawing of Toth, which is the one that he drew on the postcard. And if you guys haven't seen it, check out my Toth videos, my Toth series. I'm up to 21 videos on my Toth playlist. Check it out. HR Torchbearer Studio says, I'm drawing my comic book Thug with a Tombow Fudanasuki brush pen. I use this pen more than any other tool in my art supplies. It's a great pen. Torchbearer Studio is a great pen. Very, very versatile. Very versatile. I've tried the felt tip markers. They're good for doodles, but that's about it, really. You can't get that kind of versatility with the other ones. Mucky, real sable, yeah, it is. It's expensive, it was expensive years ago, also, but it's worth it. And every few years, I got to get a new one. It just, it starts to break up. And Egon the Dragoncock says, too bad PTP didn't find any value in anything during his time. I find it hard to believe, to be blunt, that he went to the Cooper School. I find it hard to believe. I look at some of the stuff. I saw his drawing of, I'm glad I forgot his name, that cosmic hero for Riververse. It was horrifically bad, guys. It's a guy who can't draw that drew that. That's what it looks like to me. Terrible. Muggy says, brush cartooning can give a very painterly expression to the line that suggests realism. Yeah, it's beautiful. Alex Raymond, stunning use of the brush. Absolutely stunning. Torchbearer Studio says, my first figure drawing class at art college, I got an F because my instructor thought I copied my work. So I drew several figures in front of him. He changed my grade to a B plus. Wow. Interesting. Huh. I enjoyed those life classes. I'm gonna read a few more pages, guys, and then I'm gonna get back to the comments. Give me one. Give me about 5 minutes. May 20th, after Batman lets those in power know that none of them are safe. Fucking bold move, man. Bold move. You know, he's a very capable guy, clearly, but he's treading some dangerous waters here. He knows it. He's smart enough to know it, but he had to take this chance. He had to. He has to scare the fuck out of the bad guys, and part of the bad guys are the officials in power. And Loeb finally, after saying, after not talking him up, but saying, look, man, he's distracting them from us. So maybe he's good, People think there's a hero out there. From that to, no excuses, Gordon. The vigilante goes under instantly, or it's your job. Yes, sir. June 2nd, Sarah Essen, Sergeant, is walking. She knows how to walk. This is a Batman talking. She knows how to walk in heels. So few women do these days. It's practically a lost art. Love that little observation. And she knows how to scream. You could hear it from the rooftops. Normally, screaming wouldn't help. Not in this neighborhood. Here on the east side, a midnight walk constitutes attempted suicide. Lucky for her that there are so many cops around. I love the way he puts that. There's Sergeant Feck playing wino, and hunched in that sedan, Detective Shelley and Lerner. There are 6 more officers waiting. Now, I think I know why Toth took exception with the writing here for because I'm having a little tough time reading it, and he was, a lot older at that point, so pretty funny. There are 6. He loved Mazzucchelli's art. He just hated some of the narration here, at least the lettering. There are 6 more officers waiting, crouched in stoops and garbage dumpsters down the block. Gordon's wasting a lot of manpower on these traps. That's a great shot of Batman right there. Blended in with the background. Great shot here too, bleeding off the page. I love doing it myself when I bleed off the page. Sir, your rolls, it's gone. Sir, it was him. Said the rolls is in the river. Even told me which pier. Thinks he's a damn Robin Hood. He dies. That's awesome. And then here's Gordon grilling Harvey Dent. That's a great night sky. That's Mazzucchelli drew. Black coming in with the clouds. It's awesome. He knows when and where we set our traps for him, and night by night he terrorized the most powerful men in Gotham. You hear what he did to the Roman's car? That's pretty good, man. What's the name? Harvey Dent says, laughed myself silly, Lieutenant. A Rolls Royce. Yes, you've been after the Roman for years, from what I hear. Actually came close to indicting him once or twice. Some of your witnesses changed their testimony. The rest vanish. It must be frustrating. Oh, yes. I understand he's used his muscle to keep you an assistant district attorney. I understand he's used his muscle to keep you assistant, yeah, instead of the big job. Oof, you keep in shape, don't you, Mr. Dent? What are you driving at, Lieutenant? I need to know where you were on the following dates. That's hilarious. He thinks he's Batman. At least he's a suspect. I thought he'd never leave. You can come out now. So Batman and Dent were working before Batman and Gordon were working. That's an interesting little dynamic there. That's pretty cool. I like that. I don't think that was the case in the early comics, or at least in the origin stories that they had after the fact. Alibis. Denton had one alibi Essen for every date. Says he was home between midnight and 4 with his wife. No point in questioning her. You really think he's Batman, Lieutenant? He goes, it's possible. Dent certainly is passionate enough. That's a good observation that he's passionate enough. He loves the law. He's a good man, at least at this point. But it'd take more than muscles to fight the way Batman does, or to get around the way he does in those weapons. I mean, he's got an arsenal. Hard to afford on dense salary. Check out what Essence says. Money, Lieutenant. Bruce Wayne is the richest man in Gotham, and being from out of town, you might not know this, but his parents were murdered by a mugger, I think. He was just a little boy at the time. I could kiss you, Essen. I'm already tasting her lipstick on the cigarette. That's unfortunate, man. He's straying from his marriage here. I mean, she's all that, but still. You want to be a good man, Gordon. You want to get that stench off you from Chicago. You don't betray your wife. You don't get the readers more on your side. Anyway, her fingernails bite into my knee. That truck, what the hell? Okay, let me read some more comments. And thanks a lot, Dennis. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, man. Super chat from Dennis Rodriguez. Just a little thanks for these reviews. Good work. Thank you very much, man. Much appreciated. Thank you. I love doing it. I love these books. I got a whole lot more to review for the coming future. Clearly, I want to do the Spider-Man 1 to 38 and the 3 annuals. Daredevil, the original run, Frank Miller. Dark Knight, I did a relative cursory overview of it. I want to do a full review of it at one point. All-Star Superman, would love to do that as well. Watchmen, the Rocketeer. Got a lot of these books here. Definitely do that. Elektra, Assassin, which would be awesome. The Dark Phoenix Saga. That'll be fun. Very, very fun. Also, some art books that I have here. I got books on Ditko, a number of books on Toth and Will Eisner, and very cool. So thanks, Dennis. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Mucky says, brush is bristle like a brush. The Tombow zebras are something else, and I do love them. New to me, and I wish I had them. No, it's good. Mucky, you're referring to brushes that bristle like a brush? The Tombow zebras or something else? The ones that I showed you before, they're called zebras also, or there's something else besides the Tombow? Because I'd like to, if you got any ideas about, pens or brushes, let me know. Because I want to get new ones anytime. I'm always looking for new ones. Also, I go to these obscure stores sometimes, and they have some stuff from overseas, and some of them are just rare as hell. I like to get a nice chunk of them before they get all taken. Tony Figueroa. Hey, Tony. I've been using Pentel brushes with the replaceable ink cartridges. I can get a nice variety of line weights. Yeah, they're great. John Porton says, I smoke coffin nails myself. You smoke now, John? Because I did enjoy it. I just had to stop. I was smoking too much, 2 packs a day. I did enjoy it, though. I really did. I love smoking. But, I placed my health over that. Then it says, you smoke camels, Bosch? Ironic. That's right. Turkish. The smell, the aroma, the earned puff. I don't know if you know what I mean by that, guys, but something about other cigarettes like the Marlboro and stuff. Every time I puffed it, like my dad, had Marlboros, and when as it get his, I puffed it, it went right through you. The Camel was something you had to earn. You had to earn that puff, and you really had to, do the work. And it was a rich feeling. And when I did go out sometimes, it was a Guinness beer and Camel cigarettes, and I'm good. That was a really nice mix there. A strong beer, a strong cigarette, extra stout. I absolutely love it. If I drink anything, it's red wine or Guinness beer, dark. May 19th. Okay, JEC. I see. You were talking about the date on the story. Mucky, Sharpie Mag, the NyQuil markers. Absolutely right, man. That stench is pretty wild. But I can't help it. Every time I crack it open, I have to smell it. I have to. It's like a law. Muggy says, I'm in Canada. I got to order out of country for Sable. Yeah, I see. It's probably a lot more expensive. Yeah. Zalen. Dennis Zalen. God. Now, Zalen Black, is that his name? Is that his full name? Zalen Black? Is that true? I mean, look, man, it's tough. It's tough with Mike and it's tough with Chuck. Respect these guys, like these guys. I've been, social media friends with them for a long time. It's tough to see this. But again, it doesn't change my opinion of Chuck or the work that I love that he did or of Mike. And I'm with Ethan on this. Like, make the most of it, guys. Make the most of it. Get paid, you know, try to have some fun. But man, it's sad because the the universe sucks. No matter what they do under it, it sucks. So it's tough. Let me continue a few more pages, guys, and then I'll get back to your comments. And thanks for chiming in, guys. Always appreciate it. Okay, here we go. So Sergeant Essen puts her nails into his knee, bite into his knee. They're getting it on, I guess. Again, it's just I want to get on your side, Gordon, but you keep give me reasons to say, come on, man, you got a baby coming with your wife at home, and you're gonna fuck around here. Have some integrity. It just tells you he is venal. He's capable of being corrupted. That's not good. Here's Batman hearing that, what's going on there, makes a sharp head turn. You could tell. Love this ink right here. Love that semi silhouette. I got to do more with a semi silhouette. I just love that look. Maybe it's pills, maybe it's a heart attack, maybe it's both, but that doesn't matter. Look at the exertion on the guy's face, guys, with very limited lines. It's fantastically drawn. Just fantastically drawn. Maybe it's both, but that doesn't matter. He's out of control. His foot must be pressed to the accelerator. Oh no, that old woman. Can't let this happen. Great shot, Batman. Similar to Daredevil, the way he moved across the rooftops. Lieutenant, take the wheel. He's just, he's a hell of a cop. Whatever else his flaws, he's a hell of a cop. Willing to risk himself to save citizens, which is what, in the end, that's their job. To protect the populace, as are any of our elected officials and cops and so on. That's their goddamn job, and a lot of them don't do their job. And this old bum turns around. Damn, no time. Great shot, man. Great movement. Can't reach. No time. It's over. I've blown it. Boom. Batman saves it. Saves the day, saves her. Every citizen means something. They're all worth saving. The quote unquote least of us and the most and so on. I love that. That's really good drawing here also. That cart gets all jacked up here. All the junk in there. And just find enough detail in there just to really hit home, Beautiful stuff, man. Let's get a better look at that. Look at this, guys. The movement. His cape is very alive in Mazzucchelli's hands. It's always on the move. It's always going in the right direction. It's always organic almost. I love that. All right. This is great stuff here. Gordon drops hard to the point where he's out. He probably gets a little concussion there. How long have I been out? Love these black panels. I love it. How long have I been out? Not long. Essen's got him. And again, look at the liveliness of his cape. It's going one way because he's clearly about to move. I love it. He's hunched over. You could tell. Don't move, you. Lieutenant, you all right? Never mind me. Don't take your eyes off. Yeah, he's smart enough. Don't take your eyes off. I call for backup. Stop or I'll... Fingers don't work. Gets knocked out again. Lieutenant, she said it's Batman. And Brandon, Batman went down that alley. There he is. And he got the silhouette of two cops flanking him, and he's there. Save that old woman. He's having some second doubts. He's like, that's not what a bad guy does. That's not what a vigilante does. That's what a hero does. He saved her at great risk. He saved that old woman. And look at this shot right here, guys. They think I attacked those cops, opening up, catch a bullet in my leg. Ignore it. Ignore it. Easy for him to say, right? This super, even though he's not, he's just a man, but it's a great shot, guys. This is the first, I think, full body shot that we saw where you see the outline of the body. And Max Kelly, he discussed it in one interview once where he was thinking that the suit was thick and I believe protective. And that's why he did it this way. But he says he wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do years later. I'd like to see him, if that's the case, if he believes that, okay, I want to see him draw maybe something different at some point, even as a commissioner or whatever, or something. Maybe for a special edition, they'll have some new drawings like they had for the Daredevil, where they put the 2007 drawings in the artist edition. But I love this shot. It says so much there. It's more or less an outline. The musculature is not there. He's built. He's rock solid. You know that. He's big. And there's something about it. It's just really, really good. Blind alley, no way out except that window. Only chance, buy me a moment. And Gordon's like, no one fires without my order. Get the front of that place covered. Merkel, take a squad to the roof. Lieutenant, it's the commissioner. The roof, if I can reach it before they do, before they get air support. He just got shot in the leg. I mean, that's just, jeez. Commissioner, there's no need for... Batman hasn't attacked anybody. Commissioner, you can't let Brandon... He's clearly being ignored. Here we go. Last page of this part. Oh, no. And again, just this work here, guys. The inking, the light's hitting down. It's clearly wrapped clearly on his shoulder. It's not wrinkled up. It's just clearly wrapped right on his shoulder. And then the rest is all wrinkled. And that's why it goes from, gray and black. Beautifully done. The commissioner didn't want to miss this chance. Called in his friend Brandon. Said he checked the building. Said it's due for demolition. Said nobody would be hurt. Nobody except a derelict or two. And Batman. It's funny. I never quite liked this drawing of Batman right there. I know his arms are over his head to snap, but it just looks... I don't know. Looks way too short. I know the foreshortening is there and all that. It didn't work for me. If there's one thing that just in this whole thing, I was like, nah, it didn't quite work. I don't know what you guys think. It just didn't quite work for me. It looks too stunted. But anyway, it's a great shot. Look at that. Look at the. Actually, you can't see this part here. I gotta make this. Huh. It's repeated. I see. Okay. Yeah, that is the end. That's a great explosion there. The window is blasting right out. Boom. It's great. All right, guys. I'm going to read some more comments and then I got to get going soon. But thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. Mikey gets is, what do you think of the the situation, Fraga? Uh, I mean, the only thing I remember about Fraga was that he was part of the Liefeld crew. I don't like Liefeld. I hate his art. And I believe I probably held the same contempt for Fraga. I can't say I've seen much of his work. I know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Fraga a Liefeld clone for a while? Or am I wrong? Or am I wrong? Let me know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. But I know that what little I do know is the fact that he came onto the show after not being on there for, from what I gather, years. If that's the case, let me know. Years not being on Kings, and he was a Comics Gate King. I don't know what that's about. That's not cool. That doesn't show respect to the Kings or Comics Gate in general, or the fans or the customers. And I know that he had a really rotten attitude on the show. But again, I don't know enough. I didn't feel. I just, I was drawn away that night while Frag was going off on these guys and really being disrespectful and just being petty. And then what happened after is pretty nasty with the throat goat stuff. Nasty to bring his kids into it. And of course, he plays innocent and says, "Oh, they don't know what they're talking about." Really? You mean that little kid in the child seat is making the moves of blowing a guy and he don't know? Yeah, it looks like he knew. And then his wife says, "Oh, we make dick jokes all the time." So yeah, and then it gets a little hazy, his story at that point. And then he got a comics goat. Jack of the Old Day posted it. The guy's off the deep end. He fucked up. Now I had no again. If you ever asked me about Fragos, that's the guy who worked for. He was for working for whatever Extreme Studios, whatever it's called. Extremely Bad Studios. I think that's what it should have been called. He was a Liefeld clone, I think, if I remember. So I never cared for them on that level. And again, I don't know him. I didn't even know that he was part of the Comics Gate Kings. I just didn't know. I know that I think I was on one show with him months ago. I think he came on to Ethan's show for once. It was Comics Gate Live. I think Ethan was trying to revive it or did for a few episodes. And I didn't really interact with him, so I can't say, but I just know that what little I do know, I understand why he's out. And I don't think he deserves to be there to the extent that he, was trashing Ethan and bringing his kids into it. You just don't do that. You just don't. So I might have more to say, but I just, if you have any particular questions, ask me, Mikey. Afternoon, Floaty. How's it going? Hey, Hamilton. Torchbird Studio says, Miller, Mad Max, Kelly, Moore, and Gibbons. I can't remember the last time we got a comic with a great artist and great writing like that. These days, most writers and artists are interchangeable. Torchbird Studios, I remember, recommending to people over the years, many years, you got to read Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen, And then the years went by, and you're like, we're talking 40 years ago, guys. That's embarrassing. That the two big points of quality comics in the modern era are that old. But there's nothing to hit that kind of tone, the seriousness, the greatness of the medium since. And yeah, we all like certain comics, we all like certain stories, sure. But the impact that they had, that's a long time ago, guys. A long time ago. And it's sad for this great medium. And I love the medium. The business can't stand, full of shit, full of lowlifes, full of liars and cheats and all that. But the medium is sound. The medium is beautiful. I love, I love stories. I love writing. I love drawing. I love the static image. You get one shot at giving that one image. You get one shot. You got to make the most of it. There's something about that. You don't get to, make multiple shots in movies and all that visual moving. You get one shot to make the most of it. I love that because you have to step up. If you give a damn, you have to step up and make the best shot that you can to get the point across. Mazzucchelli is a master at that, absolute master. And you'll see third issue, maybe even fourth, there's a page or two where a number of things happen, and each shot is like a story. It's so damn good. It's so damn good. And I can't wait to get to it because I can talk about that for a while. Lucky says, Bosh, have you seen that cartoonist on social media with a squid cartoon, something, something? I think his name is Dan Thompson. Squid cartoon, squid cartoon. I know something. Did I just see something about that? Or yes. I ordered that. I backed that. That trench coat. I backed that, Mucky. It looks really good. It looks so good that I just backed it. I say, you know what? Looks like a fun, really cool style. I can find out what it is, actually. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I backed it based on just the way it looked, and I saw a few pages. I said, all right, this guy looks like he knows what he's doing, and looks like fun, and it's worth... I just backed also Salty's comic, and also Tom Tuttle's Western. Looks good, man. Looks really, really good. So we'll see how those go. I'm always willing to check out the new stuff. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't know why it didn't show up here. I don't know why. You know what? I'm gonna find it, actually. I want to, let me get off this and get in the camera and just let me go here for 1 second, guys. Let me go here for 1 second. Because it's so cool. Give me 1 second, guys. I want to find it and let you guys know. And maybe even give it a quote-unquote shout out, right? It is called Squid. Yes, Squid Williams. And it looks so cool. It looks so cool. Squid Williams, yep. I got... it looks great, guys. Squid Williams by Dan Thompson. Looks fun. Looks different, fun. A very cool retro style. Love it. Love it. Can't wait to see it. Let me just do something here quick. I just backed 3 of these comics recently. And you guys can order it on Zoop. Zoop. I guess it's another crowdfunding site. Zoop. I never heard of it before. I just signed up and give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. Having a hell of a time just getting us on there. I want to pull it up on the screen, actually. Let me pull it up on the screen so I can show you guys. I think it was Graham Nolan who shared it, liked it, and I just followed it right to the link. I said, you know what? This looks damn good, man. Looks really fun. It's flat out fun. Great color, great design, and looks like a fun comic. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Okay. Is it pulled up here? It's not. I had the same problem yesterday, guys. I don't know what the hell is going on here. I don't know. It's very, very strange. Very strange. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta get going soon, but I just want to get this right. I have no idea what's going on. I can show only a thing or two on the screen, but not more than that. I don't know what the hell this is. Squid Williams. Dan Thompson, Squid Williams. This is the best I can do. I don't know why. I couldn't do the other way, so let me see if I can do that here at least. I hope it shows up here. I don't know. Let us see. Let us see. Okay. So you see a little here. Squid Williams. It looks fun, guys. It looks really, really fun. I bought it based on this Gold Knife Comics, based on the art, the color, and a few pages that I saw. Looks fun. Hope it's a rip-roaring, fun comic. I believe that's what it looks like. At least that's what it promises to be. So, thanks for mentioning, Mucky. Very cool. H Star R Toth Hot Wheels comics. Yeah, I can do that as well. I got also. I have not just the print edition, the color edition, but I also have the originals. Not the original art. I don't own the original art, but copies of the originals that I put into my files. So you can get the full effect. The full effect. Huh. Okay. Egon the Dragon Cock says, I used to smoke Camels. I still enjoy a good cigar now and then. It's so funny. I stopped years ago, but then there was a friend of mine who was smoking Camel at this one event at the Freedom Center's David Horowitz's conference. And I said, you know what? I'm going to have one. I had a few. And that was it. I didn't start again. I just had it. I enjoyed it for that night. Had some Guinness beer and the Camels. I really enjoyed them. And if you can control it, absolutely, it's worth it. It's fine. The abuse of it, that's the problem. That's the problem. When it starts to own you, when it starts to become addictive, that's a problem. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Deal with a few things. So I can make my picture before I go, guys. Also, every time I do a stream, I want to make a pitch for my comic book, Pigman. If you haven't gotten it, please consider getting it. I want to get to issue 2 and so on and so on. I'm going to do a little shorter pitch today, but I just want to show you that I get a 9-page preview. I have a lot of rewards here. And I want it to be a great success. I'm very pleased. You guys have been very, 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 very supportive. And I just want more backers. I want a bigger hit to go into issue 2. That's what I want. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep plugging away and then hopefully have a strong closeout. All right, guys. Trevor says, Bosch just diving on the stereotype grenades with those Camels. That's hilarious, man. What's the stereotype? Turkish. It's so funny also because you like what you like. I mean, Camels to me were the best cigarettes, hands down. The tastiest, the richest, the toughest to earn that puff. And Turkish. And the Turks were the ones who invaded Albania, my parents' homeland, and converted them by the sword to Islam. They were Catholics, Albanians. They were Christians. And 500 years ago, the Turks, invaded Albania. So, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. This should taste good. Pretty funny. Hamilton Berger says, I'm sailing away. Set an open course for the cosmic sea. Oh, man. Terrible name. Terrible look. Wow. The hell, man. Egan the Dragoncock, Essence DTF. That's what it sure looks like. She's good looking, but she's locked into Gordon, clearly. Despite the fact that he's married, he has a kid coming and all that, Trevor says, when I was in the Army in the 80s, I smoked Lucky Strikes unfiltered. I heard they're good too. And also Chesterfield is supposedly good. That way no one would bum them from me. Okay, tell me why. I threw a temper tantrum when they went over $1 a pack. Okay, because it was cheap? Or why? They weren't that good? Unfiltered, I see. Have you ever had Jeton? Has anyone here had Jeton unfiltered? The French one with the frou-frou cover. It's like a metal thing. You open it up and no filters, and the tobacco gets stuck on your lips. And I smoked also no filter Camels as well, just every so often. I just liked it to get a bigger blast. Um, that's funny. I threw a temper tantrum when they went over $1 a pack and quit out of spite. Dumbest reason to quit ever. You know what, Trevor? Whatever reason is good. That's what it comes down to. Because again, the addictive nature of it, the unhealthy nature of it, if you can control it and have it like when you go at conferences and at parties and that and have dinner sometimes, and if you could do that, absolutely. I think it's cool. The everyday 2 packs a day thing, it's going to kill you. It will. And it's not going to make you healthy. You cannot be healthy and do that. One time as a young punk, I was working out and I was smoking between the sets. That's just stupid. Torchbearer Studio says, have you watched the WB animated version year one? I did. Didn't like it. Came and went. I did like the Dark Knight Returns adaptation with Peter Weller as Bruce Wayne Batman. I thought he was great. I thought they did a good job there. Even though I didn't like the huge, massive lantern jaw chin. It was ridiculous. That's not how Miller did it. Miller made him to a square head. It wasn't just this, really short upper lip with a tall bottom. It wasn't that way. So they deviated from the actual design, which I don't like when they do. Guys, your whole point is to stick to the source material. Do that. Don't deviate too much. I know it's an animated thing. It can't be maybe exactly like it, but get close to it. And they didn't necessarily do that. But it's still really well done, the Dark Knight. And the Batman Year One, to be honest, I didn't care. The guy who played Gordon in the Gotham series, which was really bad, he did the Batman voice, Bruce Wayne voice, and he tried to put on this little thing. I just don't like when modern actors do that. It's so embarrassing. You don't have a deep voice, you don't have a deep voice. I mean, just find a way to synthesize it a certain way without making it fakely deep. What they did with Ben Affleck in the Batman movies was good. It was the part of the suit that made the voice deeper, rougher, more unrecognizable. Torchbearer Studio says, Fraga is a good guy who said some dumb stuff. He went to visit a friend of mine who was having a heart transplant. I like Dan, not what he said. I get it, and that's personal, but he seemed like a real asshole on the stream. He was not being reasonable at all, being hostile to John and Shane in particular, and then went after Ethan hard. So I don't give a shit if someone's a nice guy, this and that. I know nice guys who are fucking assholes, meaning they're nice guys. They do things for others. They're assholes still, and they make sure that they let people know how nice they were and what they did also. I don't like that shit. So I don't buy it. I don't. And it's not that he did some dumb stuff towards pursuers. I think he crossed the line. Ethan deals with a lot of shit. I don't think he would have let it slide, I think, if he didn't do certain things. But he went after guys in a way that he shouldn't have. And then, throat goat stuff with his children. You don't want to be associated with that guy. It's not just dumb stuff. It's low. It's real low. So he fucked himself. It's like, dummy, Kanye West, the Jews. No, fucker. You fucked yourself. You did it. Fraga, he fucked himself. Not Ethan, not John, not Shane, none of the Kings, none in CG. He fucked himself. And also, from what I gather, he's 5 years late with his book? Is that the case? It's not good. Mikey Getz said, I've been watching CG for years. I didn't know who he was till he started talking shit on John and Shane. Interesting. I think he's been off the grid, from what I gather. I got about 10 minutes, guys. I got to go through some comments here, but I do got to get going. So yeah, I don't play that game of, well, he's a good guy, but it's like, yeah, but he proved himself not to be. Torchbearer Studios. It's like there's only so much goodwill one can have before they burn it. I don't even know the guy, and it's like I saw enough to say, what the hell, man? This is way out of line. Incredibly unreasonable, unfair. Curse not the guys too when they didn't curse him out on the actual show, on the King's show. Not cool. I like that. I didn't give a shit in terms of I'm not going to try to run from there. It's like Ethan gives a chance to walk, and I said no. Billy said no. Everyone else who was there, like, no, we'll just I love the fact that it's out in the open. Also, I really appreciate that about Comicsgate. There's no dirty shenanigans behind the scenes. There's no unpersoning others, like the dummy. Every July, he alludes to Ethan. He never says his name. It's like, that's just stupid. That's bullshit. It's fake. It's phony. It's a fraud. I like the fact that everything's out in the open. That's healthy for a movement. It's healthy. John Porter says, how was the Secret Wars comic review with Shane and John? I'm not a member, so I didn't get to watch. You should be a member, John. If you like the story, if you like, it was just me and John, and we're going to do the part 2, meaning issue 7 to 12 in 2 weeks. Tuesday, April 8th, I believe. April 8th. We're going to continue. It was fun. It was great. And some funny observations about the time that it was done and what Shooter was saying and doing. The character dynamics was fantastic. The power, it's fun. Really fun. It was fun. It was fun being on with John. Shane was supposed to show up, but he didn't. And maybe he'll show up in the next one. But I would recommend just being a member and checking it out, and then checking out his other reviews, because he has a number of them. He does, I think, 2 a month now. So I became a member after. I want to check out his reviews as well. So it went well. Trevor says to Torchbearer Studios, don't sleep on the indies at that time. Chaikin's Flag, Gorillaz, John Sable, Freelance, Sim Cerebus, Baron's Nexus. There were tons of great. There were, man. And I remember getting Nexus years ago. Just great, really good. And the idea about this intergalactic assassin who looked cool as hell. Brilliant design by Rude. And just strong stuff, man. He had, Mike was in the independent sphere and working mainstream stuff, back and forth. It's awesome. Yeah, the 7 Amens by Rossi. It does look great. So I'm looking forward to that. I got a whole stack of comics coming. Cordrath, it'll be coming soon. I got 1 and 2 I backed. And also, we'll see about, let's see. I got a number of them. Yeah. Look forward to it all. And I got a stack here also of ones that I got on the secondary market, just to get set up before I get the other issues. Looks great. A lot of guys doing a lot of great work, man. Hey, Grey Wolf. How's it going? Hello out there. How are you? Trevor says, Boss, you need Moz to drop those links for you. Mandy can show you how, or John. Yeah, I know, man. It sucks. It couldn't come up for some damn reason, but you guys got a little glimpse of it. It looks really cool, man. Squid Williams. Fun name. Fun design. Hope it's good. Mucky says, Squid Williams is all like Darwin Cooks Parker with all, what the heck is that mixed in? Don't know what you were saying there, but it does look like a Darwin Cook style. Very simplified, stylized, very cool. Torchbearer Studio says Squid Williams reminds me of Darwin Cook if he was drawing Venture Brothers. Huh. Lucky says LOL Gold Key logo. Ah, Squid. Yeah, the Gold Key comics, but I think it was a little different there. a little homage to that probably. Torchbearer Sue says, thanks, Trevor. I've got most of those. I would add Bone and The Crow to the great works. I reread absolutely. And also, even the uh, Daniel Close stuff and interesting stuff there. Eight Ball and the old stuff. Um, Gru, The Wanderer, which was fun. Torchbearer Studios asks Trevor if he read Jordy Burnett's Torpedo. I read the Toth ones, and I got the Jordy Burnett book also, the art book. But the Toth Torpedo was great. I actually went over those. Yeah, I did go over those on one of my videos. Yes, pitch that book. $70,000. Here we go. Absolutely, man. I want to get to 20. When I get to 20, I think I'm gonna have that that stretch goal for something that I have in mind that I've been messing with. I doodle out some stuff. I got an idea to make this short comic, a short story of a very particularized form of jihad. That's brutal and nasty and one of the worst. And something that, you know, might have alluded to, but nothing that was explicit in the actual comic. So that's something to think about because you guys can get that. And then everyone will get that. Once it gets to a certain point, everyone who orders the book will get that. And also, guys, if you're here, check out my website if you haven't. Check out my website if you haven't. BossFawson.com. Here's my home. What the hell? Weird. Here's my website. Here's my drawing of Cyrano de Bergerac from the front. He looks normal, and of course, the side. I have the Second Amendment print here of a mother with her child. I have Tankman print. I have Walking Through a Storm. I have this coveted art book that I'm gonna finally get together. And also, guys, I just put in the print order for my Muhammad flip book. You know who's on that cover. You know who's running. It'll be 70 pages, square bound, 4x4. And I originally designed it to be 2.5 by 4, so there'll be a black line on top, like a black thick line on bottom. That's the only way. That's the only printer I was able to get. I tried to get others. No one would go for it. They said, "Okay, we could do it with 4x4." I said, "Okay, I can live with that." So it'll get to me soon. You guys want to order it? You should, because there's nothing like it on earth, and that's not an exaggeration, guys. It's not. BossFawson.com. Check out my store. Order my Muhammad flip book, and I'll show a few more things. I got four more books left of Peaceful Death Threats. 4 more copies left, and that's it. I have my Trump war-torn Trump drawing that I drew in 2020 for David Horowitz, an article by David Horowitz that Rush Limbaugh read on his show. That was something else. I'm going to take this off because actually this is a sticker. Okay, a war paints the sticker. Out of print unless there's demand. Prop Pigman, the first print appearance of Pigman. I had this Charlie Hebdo print. It was my interpretation of one of theirs, and I, threw blood on it to commemorate 4 years after the atrocity. I got my Pigman trading card. The one on my campaign is exclusive to the campaign, the Submission Impossible one, but this is on my site. It's a trading card, Pigman punching Muhammad the way Captain America punched Hitler. It's an homage to Captain America number 1. I have, it's out of print now, Peaceful Death Threats 2. I sold that as well. Islam Bitches is out of print as well. You guys clean me out, flat out. This is Muhammad, Ripa Muhammad. Eric July is Muhammad. Here's my Table for One trading card. The front is I walked into a crowd room, not its own site. The back as well. This was both in the book, some panels from the book. the war-torn Trump print. I got that as sticker or a print. I got this funny one. Remember when Trump had that, what do you have, the typo, Kofif, and everyone was trying to make it was like a big deal, like it was a mystery, the new media. So I said, all right, so I'm going to have him say it, and the only one who really knows what it means is Muhammad, and he's scared shit. So it's a Trump Muhammad print. 11 by 14. They're all signed numbers by numbered by me. New York, landscape, sunset. Rutger Hauer print. After he died, I just loved that moment, and I wanted to interpret it in my own style. What's that, guys? I got this older Muhammad and Pigman trading card as well. I got this trading card of Muhammad trying to turn tables on me and draw me instead. And he goes, "Take that, Foston." And I say, "I drew you and me, dummy." He's like, "Oh shit." So it's Muhammad's short-lived revenge. That's my 6th Muhammad trading card. I still have my Muhammad cartoons volume 1 and 2. About a dozen copies each before that goes out of print. I got Table for One digital for now. My Muhammad original art drawing that I did on video on YouTube. Tank Man, the guy at the Tiananmen Square who stood up against the tanks. I just wanted to show him in a more heroic stance, like bigger than the tank almost, because he was a bigger man than the guy in that tank. Fight, fight, fight print. The Kami-Nazis. Again, guys, I will, to my dying days, I will, push this fact that same shit. They're the same shit. His mustache is a little shorter than Stalin's. That's about it. Nazism, quote unquote, which is National Socialism, National Socialism, National Socialism. Socialism, communism, fascism, same shitism, all leftist, collectivist, totalitarian, anti-freedom, anti-capitalist ideologies. National Socialists, Nazis versus communists is akin to Sunnis versus Shiites. Same base, but each offshoot gang sees themselves as true believers. Whenever a socialist tells you they hate each other, communists and Nazis, like brothers do, like Sunnis and Shiite Muslims do, and so on. They're so alike, but they want each other's power base. They want the power of their particular shared ideology. Through the Storm print, Pigman trading card number 2. I was trying to basically evoke the Alex Toth, the Space Ghost drawing. First Pigman trading card. I also do Muhammad photobomb cartoons where you guys send me a picture of yourself. I incorporate you into a picture with Muhammad, as he photobombs you. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun idea to do. Another trading card, Muhammad warning the purchaser, "Don't you dare buy this card." My free speech under fire print, "Drop the weapon." He has a brush. Israel versus the world after October 7th. They were still standing, no matter the hit they took. I like also putting the white and the blue, the Israel colors. Aristotle print. I love this quote from Aristotle. "For while both the truth and one's friends are loved, it is a sacred thing to give the higher honor to the truth." Immortal quote. I love it. My first mom trading card. I like a baseball card, with the baseball over the back. Man, I loved this quote by Churchill. "If you're going through hell, keep going." I have this after October 7th also. I saw the Groypers and the leftists and everyone supporting Hamas. So I said, all right, I'm going to make Hitler and Muhammad swapping spit. So Jew haters in love with a bloody heart. Yeah. I sold this Muhammad and Allah original art, where Allah is coming out of Muhammad's imagination. That's his imaginary friend. That was for actually the title page of this Quran that I drew for a Danish publisher years ago. September 2nd, Atlas Shrugged opening. Pigman smoke print. Another card, my Woody Muhammad cartoon, and what happened behind it on the back of the card. Muhammad Musk, Elon Musk as Muhammad. It was my 10th Muhammad trading card. I figured, okay, 10x put a lot in there. My Margaret Thatcher Iron Lady print with some great quotes by her. I got to get going. My original art, there's a video on my Rumble channel which shows it all. You guys can check that out. My Reagan print with his incredible quotes, the contempt he had for government, which was awesome. We need more politicians like that. Trump's like that. Reagan was like that. Outside of that, not much. Also, if you ever want to donate to me, you can donate on my website. My Muhammad playing cards as well. I have 6 more left. Actually, I have 6 more. I have to change that. Of recreations, my Winnie Muhammad cartoon. LGB, Let's Go Brandon. Commissions, Muhammad Pride trading card, Muhammad and his husband, and so on. Slowcialism, the piece of shit Andrew, Kev McCarthy, the old speaker. He actually said this: "We let government grow, but at a slower rate." So I call it slowcialism. You got to get the scum like that out of the Republican Party. Joe Hamid, it's pretty obvious. James Dean, original drawing that I sold. Trans Muhammad, who says men make the best women. Icky Mouse, what Disney has been up to sexualize children. Trump mugshot before there was a mugshot. Man print, woman print, to try to hit back against the piece of shits who've been trying to tell us about how many genders are. Salman Rushdie print, and I also have these as well. Good men established the Second Amendment in order for us to be able to protect ourselves from criminals and from the criminals in power who would abolish it. Ayn Rand facing down the left, unlike some objectivists don't do today. My think print, Everyone Feels, Imagine If Everyone Thought. And my Table for One, I Walk Into a Crowded Room, Not a Solo Side print. Thanks for indulging me, guys. Appreciate that. And guys, back Pigman. And if you want, order this. I just put in the order today, the Muhammad on the Run, a flip book by me, my first one. And I'd like to get it out there. If you guys are interested, check it out. I would appreciate it. I'm gonna read quick, and I got to get going, guys. Lucky Strikes were harsh, burn the shit out of the newbies' throats. Okay, we'll have to switch to cigars. Yeah, definitely. I've had some cigars. Yeah, definitely. They do smell great. Dennis Rodriguez says, I saw Frege saying he brings joy to the fans. We all know who else was all about joy last year. God damn it. That's true. It's so shitty also. It's such a pose. I bring joy to the fans. What the fuck are you talking about? That's presumptuous also. John says, I was not a fan of Kelsey art in the most recent Nexon book. I saw parts of it that look good. Parts of it that... Anyway, I got to finish it. And then I'll give you a full take on it. Monkey says, Cordwrath makes me want Andy Smith on Lobo. Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely grew. Hilarious, man. Really funny. Hamilton Burger, Eric Juhad. That's right. Hey, Immoral Fat 40 ounce. It's a beautiful day out. Back Pigman today. Absolutely. I'm with you. Flutterbat says, that picture of you did of Trump is still one of the coolest drawings I've ever seen. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I love the way it came out. They love the way it came out. David Harwitz did, and it's sold well. It's my second best selling print after my Ayn Rand print. Thank you. Ripa Muhammad, right? Immoral Fat 40 ounce. You got that one. Awesome. So Immoral Fat 40 ounce bought the Ripa Muhammad drawing. Very, very cool. Hamilton Berger says, Ripa Muhammad and his Juhad. Immoral Fat 40 ounce. Yes, National Socialists, when they tell you who they are and believe them 100%. And then when they're cornered, because notice that the left never, ever, ever, ever calls the National Socialists. They always call them by the name that they smeared them with, which is not a name that Nazis call themselves. They were proudly National Socialists. They said they never use that because they don't want to be associated with them, because it gives the game away. It gives the fact that they are the commie Nazis, that they are them. Flutterbest says, I'd like to see you a picture like that with Joe Biden's face beside Hitler in that fashion. That picture would say it all. I had a drawing. Remember when Joe Biden did that Nazi speech Remember that? With the red background, his arms were up. I made a cartoon of him sniffing Hitler, like he sniffs children. And Hitler's like, what the fuck? And that was fun. People were a little afraid of it. I was like, so what? Torchbearer Studios, thanks, Bosch. Great show as always. Thank you, man. Thanks, being here. Thanks, Flutterbat. Appreciate it. Guys, take care. Back Pigman. Truly, it's unlike anything out there, and it can't get out there without your help. It just can't, without your backing. I need you to really propel me to issue 2 and so on. So, guys, check it out. In short, it is the Islamic background of twins comes to the forefront of their lives on 9/11, which is echoed by the comic book within Pigman vs. Super Jihad. It is 5 different covers here, guys. 5 different covers. I have a number of rewards here, T-shirts and cards and my old graphic novel, sketchbooks, original art, and so on. So check it out, guys. It's something you haven't read before. I will say that. It's unlike anything you've read. It takes on this ancient religion as a great evil that motivates the current war against the West and the civilized world in general. Guys, you take care. Be well. Thank you very much. Until next time. Thank you.